Wow. Let me tell you what, this show is going to be amazing because normally we're just hanging out. We're talking to one musician about what they got going on. But I got three gentlemen sitting across from me who I completely admire, and I've had fantastic conversations with each one individually. But I think this is the first time I've been in the same room and had a chance to sit down and talk to everybody as a group. So I'm talking to Brandhi Irvon, Eric Monster Lung Jordan, and Adrian Michaelz. The reason I'm doing this is because we got a show coming up. We're going to be on stage together. So we figured we might as well get together and game plan it. So you guys get a little bit of sneak peek behind the curtain, get to see inside of our mind this morning. And, you know, we're just going to talk about what it means to be a soul brother in Appalachia in the 21st century. So what's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, man.
What's up?
What's up?
So
Aristotle.
I'm going to kind of get the ball rolling and propose a question just to I will start off with Eric Jordan. He's a comrade of mine. He's also a Black Appalachian Storyteller Fellow, but I think most folks know him as a pioneer of Appalachian hip-hop. You just had a show.
Yes.
You know, it was like a panel discussion came to town the other day, and it was about hip-hop in Appalachia, and then you did a performance.
Right.
Like dial me back and catch me up on what went on.
Well, I was contacted. This was put together by Eberly College, and it was part of their Eberly Roundtable series. I'm not sure how many times they've done this, but they do it every year. And it was based around a compilation project I was a part of called No Options, Appalachian Hip Hop. That was put together by Dr. William Turner. Some consider him the father of Black Appalachia. If you ask him, though, he said that's Ed Cabell, which I think some of us know. And then also Dr. Olson from East Tennessee State. And they put together a compilation of different hip-hop artists from throughout Appalachia, from Tennessee and Kentucky, and a lot of artists from West Virginia. And so at Eberly College decided to do a panel and a performance around that. And it was really dope. We did it at the Creative Arts Center in the Davis Theater. I've done so much stuff in the Davis Theater. I couldn't believe how they got that theater to look, man. Uh-huh. They did a really good job. But no, it was an awesome day of talking about Appalachian hip-hop and just some dope performances from myself, Shalem from Charleston, West Virginia, Garden from Charleston, West Virginia, and Deep Jackson. He floats. He's from McDowell County, but he lives up here in Morgantown too. But it was a great show.
You know, I think that's really cool, just the fact that it's happening. But my real question is for you, as somebody who was there kind of like when hip-hop was burgeoning just in America, mm-hmm. and then especially as someone who's put in the work on hip-hop here in West Virginia, what does it mean to you, like seeing it kind of being on a stage at WVU and being presented to like a new generation of Appalachians as just kind of like part of the vibe? It's part of what we do here.
It was dope, but it was also stressful because, you know, that's where I work. So, like, you know, performing where you work can have a little stress to it. But, no, it was dope to see them get behind it and support it, you know what I'm saying, and give us a platform to get more exposure for it. It was awesome.
You know, I think that's super cool. You know why? Because, you know, as I'm looking at Brandhi and I'm looking at Adrian and we're sitting here thinking about our journeys, our musical journeys here in Appalachia. You know, I'm not a hip hop artist. I'm a Appalachian soul singer. I mix little blues and doo-wop and gospel and R&B and mix it all together and create something original. Brandhi is an R&B singer, and he has such a resume of artists that he's worked with when he was down in Atlanta and Michigan. Adrian Michaelz, he's put on shows with the Soul Miners. He's got a brand new Adrian Michaelz Soul Show out. And
I haven't seen it yet. Where are you going to be at next?
With you guys.
That's right. He's going to be on stage with us.
Back to what you said, influences. First thing I started doing was I knew Michael Jackson's whole routine. So what I used to do, because Michael Jackson would come to Cleveland and play at the front row. And my aunts would always take us to see the Jackson 5 at the front row. So it wasn't really Michael Jackson. But I started as a dancer first before I became a musical artist, you know. So that was my introduction to it like that. But my influences was, my favorite artist is Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah.
So Stevie Wonder, and then the Beatles. I was very influenced by the Beatles, and then Michael Jackson, you know, the Jacksons.
So you look for samples, and you've been doing a lot of videos where you talked about like digging through crates.
Right.
versus like kind of building your own samples and maybe figuring it out that way. Like, what's a sonic property of a song that kept, or how do you know when you find something that's going to be a good sample?
Man, that's a good question. I really don't know that. I just know it when I hear it. I just know it when I hear it. And I guess my go-to genre for looking for samples, if I have one, because I go through all genres, but it's always been jazz. Jazz is kind of like what I've always tried to find, the piano chop or a trumpet hit or something like that. So, yeah, when I hear it, I hear it. You know, ain't really no.
Do you think your dancing background has something like kind of blends or leads you or has any impact on your decision making these days?
I think it's just my love of music. Because, you know, I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm the oldest in the room.
You are.
So, I was into music before I was into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to music and influenced by music. Like I said, I was a dancer first. So I was doing Jackson 5, then I was locking and popping. And then eventually became into breakdancing before I even started making music at all. So I think it was my love of music first, you know.
And that kind of guides you when you're producing tracks.
Yeah.
It's like you just want to make something that feels good.
Yeah.
That you enjoy.
Yeah. But when I first got into it, I was a little frustrated because people weren't taking the kind of stuff that I was listening to until I heard De La Soul.
Okay.
De La Soul started taking things that I was listening to because I guess coming from Cleveland, you know, that mid-east, Midwest area, we into that blue-eyed soul. I was really into the Daryl Hall and Oates and even the Billy Joels and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to take that. They all taking James Brown. Everybody sampling James Brown. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to be different. And when I heard De La Soul taking different artists like that, that inspired me.
Okay. Yeah.
And with the memories of you. And De La Soul had like a Prince kind of feel to them too. They had like an avant-garde kind of.
Yeah.
They were boundaryless on their genre selection. They were actually taking a lot of different things and creating something new with it. Yeah. It wasn't a carbon copy of anything.
Yeah, them and Tribe Called Quest. Tribe Called Quest really. I kind of met. I guess if there's anyone I was trying to really follow, was Tribe Called Quest. I was inspired by De La, but when I got my hands on to start making stuff, I was trying to chop like Tribe Called Quest.
And that's a tough ass name too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tribe Called Quest. I'm going that way.
Yes.
So looking back now, when you're looking at the way the music unfolded, that from those early genre blending hip hop artists that you were thinking about, can you see through line from soul to them, or do you feel like they were just kind of expressing a new version?
Oh no, it's definitely a line. It's definitely a connection. Definitely connection.
But a lot of people talk about blooming where they grow, or being allowed to bloom where they grow. And so I think because we're older, we kind of had that perspective of there's ups, there's downs, and you don't just bloom once. You bloom in seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now's the season for us to be able to share what we know and share our joy of growth. You know, and I think that's another great reason to do more things as a more seasoned performer is the popular culture says if you don't fit into what they're selling, then you're worthless. But what we've learned from generations before us is we have value until we decide that until we determine our worth. And so, but anyway, but not just to get too deep. That's what's fun about sitting down and talking and hanging out with y'all. But man, I'm looking forward to making some good music. So we got Soul Brothers, 123 Pleasant Street. That's coming up on Thursday, February 20th. What's the ticket price?
$10 admission. And you can get the tickets online. You go to our Facebook page. We got a Facebook page event. You just pull up Soul Brothers, a night of soul, blues, and hip hop. You should be able to find it. But you get your tickets online right now, or you can pay at the door.
Oh man, all right. So get your tickets right now. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And come see us out at 123 Pleasant Street on Thursday, February 20th. It's coming up. The Soul Brothers. We got Brandhi Irvon, Eric Monster Lung Jordan, Adrian Michaelz Soul Show, and me, the Appalachian Soul Man, Aristotle Jones. Hey, we're here with the open mind, a full heart, and ears ready to hear something good on Sounds Good to Me, and we'll see you next week.
All right.